Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afkar, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. Yeah, very excited to connect with you again here. So thank you for your presence. And also very, very excited that Kelly Boyer is with us on the show for the first time. Um, I'm excited about this call because of her story that she will be sharing with us about how she connected to the angels and how they really helped her to go through her own trauma and healing path, and also she will be sharing how the angels can really support us through our healing path as well, and maybe letting go of our healing traumas and maybe beliefs, or maybe we had many challenging experiences in the past that um, created some beliefs that we still at some points in these points in our life we are experiencing that, and sometimes we may not be aware of that in some cases. So yeah, she will be sharing with us about this subject, and also we'll have a Q&A later on the call. So as always, if you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand by pressing reaction and then raise hand. And if you are on the phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *9, and also you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube. And before we start, I would love to share with you a little bit about Kelly. So Kelly Boyer is a psychosomatic energy practitioner and transformational coach who specializes in trauma and mental health recovery. She works with clients all over the US and globally. Kelly guides and supports individuals in discovering their own innate ways of healing through intuitive and mediumship insights, as well as quantum energy therapy. Kelly's biggest teacher has been through her own trauma, abuse, and mental health struggles. It was during these most difficult times that she discovered her gift of healing and wanted to help others heal. And yeah, so Kelly, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here and just, talk about one of my favorite subjects, the angels. And, they've been with me my entire life, supporting me, guiding me, keeping me safe. And, I just want everyone to know that all of you have angels. We all have an army of angels that keep us safe and protected and really are walking with us to allow us to fulfill our purpose while we're here. And I'm very excited to be able to share that. And, as you mentioned, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, but every step of the way, they've always been with me. And, I just always knew that I was supported and protected and safe. And I just had to, there was moments where I had to let go of control and just trust. And when I did, everything worked out for me. And now I'm here where I am now, being able to share that and help other people through, their own trauma and growth and healing. And I've I feel very blessed for sure. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, so let's start with that. I'd love if you can tell us how it started and how you started connecting with the angels.
Sure. It like a lot of intuitive stories, they all start connecting with what people tell them to be their imaginary friends when they're really young. I just remember being very young, and even at an early age, I was very intuitive, just being able to feel into situations and things. And, it was very simple. I was in my room playing with my Barbies, and suddenly a friend wanted to come up and play with me. And honestly, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was normal because I would see them at night when I went to bed to keep me safe. And I just started really interacting with them. And truthfully, I'm the first angel that I ever interacted with would be my guardian angel. And although I didn't know it at the time until years later, when I was in a situation where she literally helped save mine and my friend's life. but I just thought she was my friend. So it was probably around the age of 3 or 4 that I started playing with them. You know, I couldn't wait to go into my room to shut the door and have tea parties, just talk to them. But the energy felt so different than it did, compared to my mom, my dad, or my brother. It was just such loving energy, and I was just so attracted to that. I just loved being in that. Uh, there's really no words to describe that type of love that the angels send out to us. But like anything, as I'm getting older, then I started seeing disincarnates that I didn't realize that were disincarnates. People who crossed over were coming and talking to me, and to me that was just normal. That was just a normal day of life. That's what I did. And then again, as I started to get older, you start sharing these things with your parents, you start sharing these experiences with your friends, and they start to judge you and have opinions about it and tell you that you're seeing things or you're hearing things. And you, as you're growing up, you don't want to be different from everyone. You really do want to conform with them. So I stopped talking about it. And then as I continue to get older, again, they were still there, and I would mention it to my friends, and they would think that I was weird. And I thought, oh, I don't want this anymore. And so I tried really hard to push it away, but it wasn't going to go away because I did grow up in a very difficult home. I had my mother, my father, and my brother, but in the early years, I did experience a lot of emotional, mental, and even physical abuse. And during those times when you're going through that as a young child, all you want to do is just be loved. And that was who loved me. It was the angels. And they just surrounded me with their their love all the time. And of course, it didn't end there in childhood. The mental and emotional abuse continued. It continued into even my relationships that I had while I was dating. And when I finally got into the workforce, I experienced it in the workplace as well. But when you go through that your entire life, you don't realize that you have an inkling that something is wrong, but you don't realize that this is a unhealthy and toxic pattern. But all through it, anytime that I started I'm going to say kind of going into that dark place, because that's what happens. You start thinking that there's something really wrong with you. The angels always came and just pulled me out of it. And to this day, I still, when I feel like things are going really difficult, what I've learned is that all I have to do is ask, and they're here to support us. And that's really what I want people to know, is that you are never alone. You always have support, whether it's the angels, your spirit guides, your star being, like you are supported, and all you have to do is ask. So I realize I gave you kind of a surface level of everything that went on, a quick
Yeah.
timeline of my life, but that's it's
Yeah.
been an amazing journey.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's really inspiring. And also, when you talked about at some point you didn't realize it was like toxic, the like relationships or the experiences, and this happens a lot. Like a pattern keeps repeating to us, and we are not aware of this because, how should we say, sometimes we are just focusing on how to making it work, but we are not allowing things to happen to us. It's after a few experiences that's after some time we realize that's, yeah, we just need to maybe let go, and also receive the guidance and support from the angels and guides. Also, I would love if you can tell us how like with your clients and people who receive your support, how do you work with them, like how your healing work how do you perform it? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, I would love to
right.
share that. So, when I first started out, with the help with the help of two of my friends, again, I always knew that I was intuitive. I never really knew how to use it. It would just happen. And I had two of my friends. Their name is it's Ashi and Danielle. I connected with them, and honestly, I'm going to tell this story because it does really do lead into the work that I do now.
Yeah.
But I was driving home from work one day, doing the same thing I always do, and I got into a really horrific car accident, and my car spun me across the road. I almost hit a wall, and I barely missed it. I ended up about inches from smashing into a tree from my driver's side door. And I remember I climbed over and got out of the passenger side, standing there, just looking at myself, going, how did I not get hit? How did I go across four lanes in the middle of like rush hour when everybody's trying to get home, spinning through cars, missing a cinder block wall, and just, you know, 2 inches from smashing my driver's side door. And as I was standing there, it was just mind blowing because um, that was when I can really sense angels. I can sense their energy. I can see their energy, but I never really saw them as, this time I was able to see it as like a person. They came, my guardian angel came to me as a person, and I just looked at her, and I remember I just had this connection, and instantly in my head, all I heard was, "You're gonna be okay." And I believed it. And then I heard, it's time for change. And of course I didn't know what that was, and I was going through the human thing where I was upset about my car, my brand new car, by the way, and the fact that the person who hit me took off, and it was really scary. So the following day, after all of that, just by happenstance, I met with my friend Ashi, and you know she invited me over to her house just to spend some time with her. So I did. And we spent about 4 or 5 hours together. And she was doing energy work to heal my back because my back was sore. I had, my neck was sore, but it wasn't like I was seriously injured. But she was doing some healing work. And then we spent the next 3, 4 hours uh, talking about angels, spirit guides, and my intuition and my intuitive abilities that she could sense. So then after that, she started guiding me on my journey, and then she introduced me to her cousin Danielle. And one of the things that I knew I needed to do was to do some healing work. You got to do healing work. Healing work is one of the most important things whenever if you choose to go into energy work or just to move through life, you've got to do healing. So I started connecting with my really good friend Danielle. She has no idea how gentle and kind her heart is, because that was exactly what I needed. And she just supported me. And, I started healing my childhood abuse. And that's where I started. And it really started with my mom. And we dove in head first, and it was painful. So as I was doing that, what I started noticing is that my intuitive gifts started expanding. They started coming in more. I was hearing, I was seeing, like you name it, it was happening. And Danielle encouraged me to start using it to help other people. And of course, I doubted myself, but with her support, and I kept having the angels around me, I was like, I could do this. So I started doing mediumship readings and psychic readings for people, and that was really good for a while I honed in my skills and really trusted myself. So that's really what I mean by honing them in, is learning how to trust. But there was something else that was evolving, and I could see, I could tell that they were at point A, they wanted to get to point B. I could tell them I could tell them what was going to happen in point B. But what I could see in between was all this healing that needed to be done. and you've got to do the healing to go from point A to point B. And I just didn't know how to connect that. It was the same thing with mediumship. I would connect with their loved ones that have crossed over. And as I'm reading for them and bringing through these beautiful messages, I could see where there was enmeshments that from the grief that was keeping not only the person that was here just in so much pain, but also preventing the person from the other who is now crossed over from the other side from really evolving. And I wanted to learn how to dissolve those enmeshments so that people can have a healthy relationship with their loved ones that have crossed over. And so that's when I started asking the angels and spirit, I need some help. And my angels and spirits love to slap me in the face because they know that's the only way I'm going to get it. And they always come at night. They like to talk to me at night. They keep me up all night, but it's very beautiful when they're giving me messages. So I completely welcome it. And of course, it's kind of when I'm half asleep. So my logical mind can't get in and say, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if I could do that. So 2 days later, I decided, well, maybe if I start doing some guided meditations, I'll get to where I'm supposed to go. And that's exactly what I put in YouTube, guided meditations, and the whole YouTube page showed up with Erica Von Eaton. And I thought, oh, I've heard of her. I've watched her once before, but I got really curious. And as I started watching her YouTubes, 2 hours later, I realized that she's doing very much what I want to do. I just want people to heal, and I want to use the gifts that I was given to be able to do that. So then I got on my computer and I thought, well, it really sounds like she's coaching. Maybe I'll put in Google coaching, life coaching. And I did, and the page showed up, all of Erica Van Eaton. And I thought, oh, if this isn't a message, I don't know what is. I was like, I got it. So I immediately read her website, every single page that's on it, and decided I'm going to talk with her and see where this goes. So I did. And, over 15 minutes later, we knew that we wanted to work with each other. And so I did. I did 3 months of intensive work with her, healing, learning, and it was the bridge that I needed, exactly what I needed to start helping people. So that is where it's led me now. So a lot of what I do is not only, when people come to me, I will give them messages from their loved ones. I will give them the intuitive guidance that they need, but you're also going to get a full impact of healing, because there's just no other way. And so I work with them, I work with their inner child now, their shadow. I work a lot with the mind-body connection, because our bodies tell us everything. And when I say everything, I mean not only from this life, but we've lived many past lives that have carried over, that have also created those patterns. And I just want to help people break those patterns, because our jobs here are to help people. And there's all different kinds of way of helping people, but it truly does start with healing and having to look deep, deep inside your soul to know what it is that you need to heal and have a relationship with your soul. So that is the path that I am on now. I love it because I do get to see change, whether it's big change, whether it's little change. Each time healing happens, there's something miraculous to it. And that is where I am now. That is what I love to do with people. I just want to see you heal and be the best version of yourself while you're still here. So
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. It was inspiring. And also when you mentioned when you had the car accident and when you received the message that everything will be fine and you're going to be okay. Because many times when we are in challenging experiences, it can be maybe health challenge or maybe having death or something like that. But what can be difficult here is sometimes we are not able to trust that everything will be okay because we aren't focused on the experience that we are having. So what will be your advice for those who are going through such an experience?
So whenever you're experiencing anything that really, I'm going to say that just really throws you off, it could be a really traumatic experience. One of the things that I really believe that the angels and my friends and Erica has helped me with is to really just see it as it being an experience. We all chose to come here. We all chose to come learn on this beautiful earth school. But we can't sit in those emotions. So what I mean by that is that it's very important that we feel our emotions, but it's also very important for us to recognize that not one emotion is better than the other, and to see that in that experience from a neutral standpoint. And once you do that, you can actually see what's happening. You could see the big picture of really what's going on. Oftentimes when we are stuck in our trauma, we are what happens is we disassociate our mind from our body. So it's literally like we're operating from two different places, and that can cause us to have blinders on or tunnel vision. And when you're stuck in your tunnel vision, a lot of times that's when we fall into that victim paradigm. And what happens is when you're in a victim paradigm, you're just constantly reliving the trauma that's not necessary for it to be there. And so I just recommend, taking a deep breath. When you take a deep breath and you really focus on that breath, it brings your mind and body back into center, into coherence, and then you can see what it is. So if I'm being truthful, the day that I had my car accident, I probably would not have been that way at all. Um, but again, I saw my guardian angel, and that was the second time that I really witnessed her, because I had seen her another time in my early 20s. I hope I'm not aging myself, which was quite a long time ago. But she appeared again in my early 20s. In another experience that I had, where it really was a miracle. The people around us was like, "That's a miracle that car didn't hit you," but we both should have been dead. And I saw her, and literally, I just saw her kind of go like this, and a car that was coming at us. We were stationary. It was coming at us at about 80 miles per hour. Just slightly moved. I swear, it's that 2-inch thing. I don't know what it is. It slightly moved over 2 inches, missed our car, and we and stopped. It just immediately stopped. And I remember I looked up and I saw her, and again what I heard her say was, "You're going to be okay." And then she was gone. And that was the same experience that I happened with this last car accident, and I knew I'm going to be okay. And it also triggered me to really start listening. So what does that mean, to start listening? It means we all have intuition. We all have psychic abilities. We call them gut feelings, but those gut feelings are telling you things. And when you really start listening to that intuitive sense, that's screaming loudly that we often ignore, I'm going to tell you, listen to it, because it's never going to steer you wrong. It's going to steer you in the right direction, in the direction that you're meant to be. So that is my advice to people, and trust, which is the hardest thing to do, especially when we live in a world where people don't believe in what we do. But I'm telling you, you don't need anybody else's trust. You just need your own innate trust, and know that you can do it.
Yeah, I love that. So it's more about reaching a point where us trusting ourselves is enough. Like if we receive, maybe if others agree with us, that will be great. We can enjoy that. But if not, like our own, like the support that we receive from our guides, and also our trust in ourselves can be enough. Yeah, thank you very much. And So would you like to share something more about the subject, or can we take questions from the audience?
Well, yeah, we could take questions, but if it's okay with you, before
Yes.
we end, before I hopped on here, of course, I start getting information, and the angels were really encouraging me to share like an activation or a transmission with
Yeah, of course.
everyone. If we could do that before we end.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Thank you.
fantastic. Okay, well, let's do some questions.
Oh, so we keep the activation later. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah, again, everyone, if you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand by clicking on reactions and then raise hand. So we don't have phone callers. And you can also type your questions on the chat box on Zoom and also on YouTube. So here we have Destiny. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Monsaf. Good to see you.
Hi, Destiny.
Hi, Kelly. Nice to meet you.
Same here. Nice to meet you, Destiny.
Actually, I've got some, I've been cleaning up a lot of trauma. And what I'm noticing today is I've got this energy on the right side that is, I guess I'm wondering what's going on because I feel like this has been going on for quite some time. I'm starting to understand, I think, what it is. It's about like the balance and stuff. But I'm wondering if there's something that you could notice that might be helpful or help me get through this with grace and ease.
Sure. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to kind of feel into your energy. Okay, so you do have as I said, we all have angels around us, but right now, Destiny, the angel that I'm feeling around you is Archangel Azrael. And Azrael, I don't want everyone to be scared. Azrael does help us transition over, but he really is about transitioning. And part of that energy that you're feeling that he's showing me is that when it's coming in from the right side, it means that there's things from the past that you're still clinging on to, and that needs to be healed. And he's waiting to help you transition over. And it feels like more so from, I'm going to be honest, some past life stuff that has occurred. And so what I'm hearing him say is to just really pay attention to whatever those patterns are that are happening. And you can make that change with just his help by just saying, I don't want to do this anymore. Show me another way. One of the things that we oftentimes forget is just all we have to do is just ask. Very simple. You look like you have another question. Destiny, do you have another question?
No, that helps me.
Oh, okay.
It's just there's like something within me, and I'm not sure what this is, but anytime I start working with, the truth, the angels and stuff, then I start having this kind of doubt, but that's not mine either. That I definitely feel that's from the past as well, because I'm working through that trust like huge, like being able to trust, and have faith in the truth and the true light. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and for some reason I definitely picked your call today, and I was like, I know this is the one, and I know that this is the right. So I'm starting to feel that, but right now as we're doing this, there's this feeling of doubt that's coming in.
Yeah, that doubt is, I'll be honest, is something from your childhood. I feel like it's coming, honestly, I feel like it's coming from from like your father's side of the family. Um,
Oh,
and and that's just, those are projections that he had placed on you when you were little. We don't need that anymore. And what's happened is that when that gets projected onto us, our our ego, our mind, and our body are all trying to process what this external information that is coming in. And so if I may make a recommendation, if that's okay.
please.
Okay, so what I'm going to recommend is that, you know, however you meditate, whether you're out walking in nature or if you really sit and take time to be quiet, what I want you to do is I want you to call forward your mind, your ego, and your body, because we've got to get them all on the same page, right? We got to get them all on the same page, working with our soul and our spirit. And I want you to call them forward. And then what I want you to do is I want you to call forward that energy and then also bring forward Archangel Azrael. And what I really recommend is just start talking. Start talking to that energy and asking, what is it do you want me to know? When things come to us in the form of energy or body sensation, really what it is, it's energy trying to talk to us, trying to give us a message. And it's that message that's trying to help us move forward. Don't be afraid of it. There's no reason to be afraid of it. You are so protected, and just start having a conversation with it. And just talk to it. And I always tell people, no matter how ridiculous it sounds of what's coming up, because we immediately go to our logical side and we say, oh, wait a minute, I think I'm making this up. I don't know if this is what it is. I want you to just trust it. Just go with it and see where it takes you. And it's liable to take you to that side of your dad's family. I really feel it's your dad. You can actually pull up your dad's spirit and then have a conversation with them and allow your ego, your mind, and your body to witness this so that they can start working together, so that when other energy starts to come up, they'll immediately start working with you.
Oh, wow. Because I've been so afraid of it. Like I'm afraid of it more than anything. So I just didn't understand it.
Yeah.
So wow, that's really, ooh.
And the way to understand it is to get curious and ask questions. That's all you have to do. Get curious and ask questions.
Well, sometimes I was very afraid to do that because I was just like, get out of here.
Yeah. No, I understand. But that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. And I really feel that once you start doing that, it's almost like it's going to keep leading you to the next path, But know each time that you're doing that, you're healing and you'll start breaking that pattern. And it's going to bring you to something really beautiful. So
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate your question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mansa.
Thank you, Destiny. Much love. And yeah, thank you so much, Kelly. Let's see. We have a question from Kate. Hi, Archangel Michael. Michael is always with me. Can you tell me what kind of people he chooses and what are the lessons you learn most with him? Thank you.
So Kate, can I just get some more clarification by what you mean by the type of people he chooses? Just so I make sure that I'm going in the right direction for you, if that's okay. Well, I'm going to guess she's probably typing in the chat. So I'm going to answer the other question. So Archangel Michael he has a very strong, powerful energy. Whenever I feel it, I literally feel like he is like the warrior of all warriors, right? He definitely provides us with protection. So anytime that, if you're going into a situation that your gut is telling you, this is starting to feel a little bit funny, you can call an Archangel Michael just to protect you. And the beautiful thing about Archangel Michael is that not only does he show up, but he shows up with his army of angels to keep protecting you. And all you have to do is just ask him. He will not only wrap his energy around you, but he's going to wrap those angels around you. The other thing too that you really want to pay attention when he shows up is start thinking about everything goes back to those patterns. So start thinking about those unhealthy patterns. What is it that right now in this moment that I may be repeating? When we repeat something, that often means that we have a cord that's connected to that person, and that cord is unhealthy. When those cords are attached, what happens is they start feeding us that I'm going to call it toxic energy. They start feeding that into us and we start feeling it. So it can cause us to create more patterns. It can cause us to, a lot of times what I hear is, I just don't feel like I'm myself. So I always ask, well, who do you feel like you're like? And they start describing someone. And then I ask, well, who does that sound like that you know? And usually the person that they're describing is the person that's feeding that energy, and there's a cord. Our Archangel Michael is all about cord cutting. So all you have to ask him to do is just Archangel Michael, find those cords. I need you to cut those cords. He will start cutting those cords left and right, and you will start to feel so much better. But the thing that I'm going to also encourage you is that if they start cutting those cords, make sure that you're asking Archangel Michael, and I mean, he'll do it anyways because he's so loving, to just send them out into the universe to be transmuted in the way that they're meant to be, to help humanity. Because we're all working in the same conscious collective. So we want to make sure that what we're sending back is something that is beautiful and love and light. So did she happen to put in the chat what type of people she was?
She didn't hear the question.
Okay, well,
So
I'm just going to go with what type of people. So I don't feel that there's any general, like there's a particular type of person that he comes for to help. I can tell you, when I was a probation officer, I worked in probation. Yes, I worked in a form of law enforcement as one of my jobs. Very dangerous, very scary. And I'm going to tell you, he was with me every single day, every single day, every single night, because he's there to, again, to protect. But he'll be there to protect anyone. He was there protecting me when I was going through my childhood trauma and abuse, keeping me safe, and just making sure that I wasn't going to give up and to keep moving forward. So to answer that question, there isn't one particular person. Just know that when he comes up, that he does come up very quickly. He comes up very powerfully, but he's there to number one, just help show you that there may be cords that you need to cut, but also just to also guide you through overcoming any fear that you may have. Know that when he is there, there is no reason to be fearful. You are as safe as can be. So he will help anyone and everyone. We just have to ask. I hope that answered your question, Kate.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kelly. And also thank you, Kate, for your question. Let's see, we have Yvette. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, myself. Thank you
Hi,
for.
Yvette. You're welcome.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Yvette. How are you?
Okay. This has been challenging. And so right now I am trying to find a different job with a different employer, and feeling like I'm not getting anywhere with that. And so just wanted to know if there was any messages at all. And then my baby sister passed last year, and then my aunt passed 2 months after. So just also if any messages with either one.
Okay. So immediately while you were talking, I could feel Archangel Uriel like step up right behind you. And the beautiful thing about Archangel Uriel is, Uriel really wants to help. Uriel is the problem solver. So when we have any problems, whether it's, anything in our life, whether it's relationships, jobs, careers, it doesn't matter. If you call him forward, he's going to help you problem solve that. But here's the other thing that's beautiful about him is that he understands that here on earth, we do have to do our earthly things. So we have jobs and careers and all sorts of things like that. So he will help you in guiding you towards the right job that is for you. And Yvette, when I feel into you right now, I feel like you're kind of stuck and thinking, well, this is all that I can do. So I guess that's all that I'm going to look for. But know that there is no truth in that whatsoever. One of the things that, if I may make a recommendation, is to connect with Archangel Uriel and start working with him, not to get out of this box, the proverbial box that we often fall into, but start just asking, what are my skills? What are my talents? And as those start to come to you, I would suggest writing them down, because once you write them down, it's going to give you a beautiful picture of really where you're supposed to be. So oftentimes when we are not moving forward, it means that we are not on the path that we're supposed to be. So we often get shaken up because that, and in our world, that means a job change. But what is that job change? If I'm hearing that you really need to look at your skills, not what you've been doing time and time again, but your truthful innate skills. And know that what's happening is you're getting taken off this current path that you are on and shifting to another one. But you can't shift until you say, this, I want something different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've been looking at other industries and positions outside of the norm. So I've been doing that the last couple of weeks, and so far nothing has come up that is worth even me pursuing it at this point. But I have been doing that to just kind of work out of the box.
So what I'm hearing is don't give up, because it's coming. And I know that when we're looking for stuff, we want things to happen right away, but that is in our linear time of when we want it. There is no such thing as time when we're talking about the spirit world. But I do feel that Archangel Uriel is wanting you to lean on him some more, ask him to help guide you. Just ask him to bring you those opportunities. Because the reason you're not getting those jobs is because, I'm going to be blunt about it. You're not going to be happy. You're going to end up being miserable because it's not quite the job that's for you. The job that's coming is going to be unexpected. It's going to be out of the blue. You're going to be like, wait, where did this come from? And I do feel that right now, if you work with Archangel Uriel, really identify those amazing skills and talents that you have. And I do feel like you'll find a job within 2 months' time.
Okay.
The other thing too, because you asked about your sister and your aunt, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't feel, I do feel that your sister's presence is very much around you. Okay. When she passed away, I could feel your grief and your heartache from her passing. It's almost like the way that I'm feeling it is like you guys were like really good friends.
Yeah.
Like you were so close, you were like best friends. So it was really like, not only did you lose a piece of, your heart as her being your sister, but you also lost that piece of your heart of her being your very best friend. Know that she is not far away. She is still here because she's the person that you used to talk to when you had things like this happen. And that's another thing that's I'm going to say that's kind of getting in the way of this struggle. You kind of feel like you don't have that person to talk to anymore or to get that guidance. I want to tell you that isn't true. She is with you all the time, and she is talking to you. But what happens is that when we have so much grief, we can't hear. So the other thing that I'm gonna ask you to also do is I don't know if you guys are familiar of the Miriams. They are also angels. They are twin flame angels, and the Miriams can come in to help us with our grief. They want to help you heal so that as you heal, you can hear those people that are on the other side. Okay. Work with the Miriams to start healing that grief, and your sister will also be involved in helping you find the right place to go. In fact, I can hear her say, if you listen to her, she was I'm going to say your compass of honesty. You're going to hear her in your head when you go to pick that, when you go to choose that job. She's going to be like, no, don't you pick that one. You need to go this way. And I really want you to heal that grief so you can hear her, because she's going to be a great guide for you.
Okay. And how do you spell Miriam? Is that M-A-R-I-A-M?
It is M-Y-R-I-A-M-S. It's the Miriams. So you're going to be working with the Marys is what you're going to be working with. So there's going to be so much love and so much nurturing just to heal that heart and that grief.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much, Kelly. Yeah, I miss her.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yvette. You're welcome.
Thank you, myself.
Thank you, Yvette. Much love. Yeah, thank you very much, Kelly. It's a question from Andrea. Hi, do the angels and or archangels have message for me, please? Thank you.
Okay, let me see what you have. You know what? The archangel that comes up for you is Archangel Gabrielle. She Gabrielle comes up because there is something that you're not doing where you're speaking your truth. So it's being stuck, almost like I can feel it lodged right in here. So there's a sense of fear, and that sense of fear is having to use your voice. Because I'm being told that you have a beautiful voice, but sometimes you're not really sure about what it is that you don't feel that what you're saying is either not going to be heard or there isn't value to it. And Archangel Gabriel wants you to know that she's there to help you with that. And everything that you have to say is going to touch someone's soul for that healing. So don't be afraid to use it. Even when you have that sense of nervousness or that sense of fear, trust in yourself and just think, as soon as I speak, because it's the vibration that's in your voice, that is where that healing is from. So you could say anything, but you've got healing that's in that vibration. I want you to say it anyways, knowing that it's going to that other person's soul and that it's healing them. And again, you have Archangel Gabriel that's behind you wanting to do that. So I feel that you've got a lot of things that are kind of stuffed down in there, that like you've got stuff to say. I'm just going to tell you, say it, and don't be afraid to say it. And know that every tone that comes out of your voice is filled with light language and light codes, and that light language and that light code is going straight to that soul of that person. I hope that was
Beautiful.
helpful.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kelly. And also thank you, Andrea. Let's see, we have Tina. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, I'm on Chef
Hello.
Kelly.
Hi, Tina.
I'm trying not to be in tears. Last night I was praying for some guidance and somebody to just help me here. It's been like a year and a half since my partner Michael died. I had to take care of him. And then 2 weeks later my dad did. And like you were just saying, like immediately, I think because I wasn't really grieving, I knew his presence. I knew he was with me. Like I feel like we were spent other lifetimes and he was my other half. And then like my dad, we never had a service for him. And I feel like I'm right now like trying to process it, that he's gone, and we never even, like, he didn't even exist because we didn't even honor him because my stepmother. And I just want this pain to stop and stop beating myself up. Mike's family just totally like kicked me to the curb, didn't really even include me in the service. Like there's just so much turmoil and hurt, and I want it to go away. Like I can deal with the grief, but I can't deal with this other part that's now showing up. And I'm getting your package because I need this so bad.
Thank you. Yeah.
My best friend's name is Kelly, and
Oh,
my daughter's Kelly. And then I saw your name, and I'm like, this is the person.
there are no accidents. I'm
I
telling
know
you,
that.
nothing happens by accident.
Like I had chills when I saw that, and as soon as I heard your voice, I'm like, she's my person. I know it.
Well, thank you so much. That's
Ooh,
so
just the
kind.
chills all over my body. Ooh, that's my yes button.
Oh.
Ooh,
So Tina, when I feel into your energy, when I feel into your energy and who you are, I really do feel that grief. When I connect with your father, first of all, I just heard him say that and his funeral doesn't matter.
I know that part.
Yeah, I need to share this with you first before I
Yes,
share
please.
the rest. It doesn't matter. And even though if you weren't physically there, or if your family was really, it sounds like they were kind of ostracized.
I haven't seen my dad in 30 years.
Yeah, like even though you aren't there, know that we have energetic connections with everybody. And part of that grief that you're feeling is some of his grief, because he can feel you. He knows what's going on with you. And so, but here's what I want to recommend. I also want to recommend to you, I can feel you have the Marys with you. You have Mother Mary, you have the Virgin Mary. You've got a lot of Marys that are around you, and you also have
I got a heck of a team. I know that.
You do. It's so amazing. And none of them want you to feel this way, but they all want you to call on them for this support. and just trust that they're going to be there. Ooh, I've got chills. You've got a lot of support. But what's happening, and I can see it, I can see it clear as day in my mind's eye, is that you've got a lot of enmeshments that are keeping you, like, so when I talk about enmeshments, it's almost like a chain link fence coming together, and then it gets stuck like this, and it's sticky. It is so sticky. It's so hard to get apart without dissolving those enmeshments. And I really do feel that once you start, I mean, again, you said if you choose to work with me, once we start working on really getting rid of those enmeshments, what can happen is it's going to open up to create not unhealthy attachments, but healthy attachments. And it'll be and the most healthy relationship you want to have, Tina, is with yourself. So anything that you do, you just want to go into it with the focus of, I am here to help myself. And once you start helping yourself, energy just transmutes. So then it starts to ripple out, and you're going to find that, with the passing of your family members that is causing so much grief, I'm not going to say that you're not going to be sad, or there's going to be moments where, you think of them and it may trigger something. But the thing is you're not going to feel that deep rooted pain. What it is that, I'm going to say that discomfort is just a memory to remind you of their love. And that's what I would like to have you work on, is disconnecting that, so that when the memory comes up, or when you start to feel a bit of sadness, is be able to recognize that it's love and not this pain. Because even in grief, we experience trauma because our loved ones died here. And so that's very traumatic. And not only after clearing those enmeshments, we can also start working with that trauma, because all trauma is connected to one thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing. And once we start getting to that really that deep seated trauma, you're going to feel so much relief.
Yeah.
And
I moved with my dad when I was 12, and then he moved out, and I moved with him to prove to my sisters and everybody that he loved us. And then I know what it's about. It's about me beating myself up when I love people and they leave me, when I know they're there. And I know my dad and I know all that. I just don't want the pain of how do I stop feeling insecure about the people that I love. And that's what we got to work on.
Yeah. And Archangel Samuel also comes up, because he's the one that helps us with relationships and really understanding what, I'm going to say, sometimes we form those unhealthy connections and then we call it love, but it's not.
Right.
It's what we're wanting, but it's not something that's really energetically true. So he can also help with that, to start teaching you and showing you what real love is when you're in a relationship. And I hate to say this, Tina, but it may be that once you start breaking those enmeshments and those cords, it's okay to walk away from people and family that are causing nothing but toxicity and sadness and disease in your life. And
that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
And
I know
okay.
I have to keep on doing it.
Yeah, and it's working through that guilt and that shame, because we feel guilty, because we're taught as a society that we're supposed to stick by our family no matter what. But that's
I don't think I'll survive with my family. I think it'll keep on taking me down that rabbit hole. I have to shine my light wherever it's going to be. I can't do it for them. Not no more. I gotta fight for Tina first.
And you know what? I want to tell you that you are already one step on that healing path, being able to identify, knowing this is not for me. I want something else. And that's the first step. So you're on your way. And so I want you to give yourself praise and gratitude for that.
As soon as my income tax check is cashed, I'm getting your package with Ruby this week.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, Tina.
Thank you so much. Much love. Thank you.
Yeah.
Same to
you. Much love. Yeah. Thank you so much, Katie. Yes. So I want to ask you about the activation. How long it needs in general, like approximately?
Um, are we good? Are you guys good with like 10, 15 minutes or?
Yeah.
Okay. I just,
Mm.
I want to be mindful of the time.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
because we still have almost 30 minutes. So I wanted to know like how many questions we can take more before the
Oh, I'm like,
activation. This is one.
yeah, if we've got 30 more minutes, we can keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Thank you. So the question is from Haley. Hi, myself and Kelly. I've been experiencing a lot of sorrow lately, and I'm struggling to learn a lesson from it or sit with it without going to negative thought patterns. Do you have anything helpful for me? Thank you.
Sure. Let me just go ahead and feel into that for you. So, Haley, I do feel that your sorrow, I feel like it's being carried over from lifetime to lifetime. So I feel like for you exploring your past life, ooh, you've got a really heart. I just felt the way, like you've got a really loving heart. So what happens is that oftentimes, and you don't even know it, you're forming I'm going to use the word intimate attachments with people because it's just like your energy instantly feels them. So I'm going to tell you, I do feel like some of that sorrow is a pattern that's coming over from lifetime to lifetime, and it's just something that you brought in. So you know really maybe going in and exploring where that came from so that you can have an understanding of what's happened in this lifetime. But what I'm really feeling into that, what I'm feeling is that a lot of that sorrow is not yours. So let me explain that. Because I'm going to say your heart is very wide open, which is a beautiful thing, but it can be good and it can be bad, right? So we want our hearts to be open because we care about people and we want to love people. But there are moments, and I'm going to say in vulnerability that just came into I just heard it. There's moments of vulnerability where you sometimes leave that wide open, and what's happening is because you're wide open, it's almost like you're leaving an opening in your energy field. And like, I'm going to give an example. Like, you go to the store and you're going to suck in everybody's emotions, right? Whether they're happy, sad, mad, frustrated, it doesn't matter what it is. And then what happens is it doesn't end up getting cleared. And for you, it's translating as sorrow because you have such a loving heart. A lot of times when we are such loving people and we feel, when we feel the incoherent frequencies of other people, it creates that sorrow that is in our hearts. So, I just felt it. I just felt Archangel Raphael wanting to step up. He's wanting to step up because he wants to help you heal that and help you create that boundary so that you don't do that. So one of the ways that you can do that is not only as you call forward his help and asking for his healing energy to heal the sorrow that belongs to you. What you're also going to do is you're going to want to ask him to take all of that emotion, everything that you've absorbed from day in and day out, and ask it to be returned to the people that it belongs to. I want to reassure you that just because we return it to the people that it belongs to, we're not doing them a disservice. We're not hurting them, because those are their emotional lessons and experiences that they need to go through. So you're actually helping them out so that they can evolve as human beings. But it can be as simple as saying, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this. What percentage of this is mine? If you hear only 10% of it, know that 90% of it is coming from someplace else. And all you need to do is just call forward Archangel Raphael, and he's going to wrap you in such beautiful green energy. And then just ask him, say, you know what? I want to give that other 90% back to the people that it belongs to. And then I promise you, like within 2 to 3 minutes, you will start to feel relief. You're going to start feeling that relief. But we are not responsible for others' emotions. Uh, Ever. We are not responsible for them, and we need to be able to give them back. And 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 again, I'm going to kind of go back. You do have some of your own sorrow. And the reason you're not really knowing where it's coming from is because, again, it's coming from a past life. So we've got to make that connection to what that past life is. And I'm seeing in my head you as a little girl. So it's something that I'm going to tell you, you were a little girl when the sorrow got deep rooted in. And so one of the things you can do is you can go back to that past life. You can bring up that inner child and start having a conversation with her to start seeing, where is this sorrow coming from? Because you're going to see the pattern in your current life. And once you identify that, you can start healing it. But stop taking on everybody's emotions. They're not yours. You don't need them. And you can give them back, because, we want you to be happy and, and healthy, because too, when we take on other emotions, it drains our energy. And that can also lead to feeding into that sorrow. So you don't need that. You don't need that at all. You are beautiful. And just by people being in your presence, with your boundary, with your energetic boundary, is enough healing for them. They see your light. They're getting it. They're getting that beautiful healing from you. You don't need to open that door and take on, I hate to say, I call it gunk. You don't need to take on their gunk. It's not yours. Give it back.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kelly. And Haley Shirot, this feels very true to me. Thank you so much, Kelly.
You're welcome, Haley.
And also, Andrea, she wrote beautiful. Thank you. That was for your answer. And yeah, so also now I would love if you can tell us about the two one-on-one sessions that we are offering to our audience. We have one 45-minute and one 60 minutes. And I will put the link on the chat boxes, both on Zoom and YouTube. And also you can go to that page by going to the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Kelly, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Kelly, KELLY. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page and later on the replay page. And yeah, so Kelly, I would love if you can tell us more about these two sessions. Thank you.
The two offerings that I'm giving are two of my favorite things to do. The 1-to-1 45-minute is an angel reading and healing. And I love that time because we get to play with the angels. Anytime that we get to play with the angels, it is fun, it is beautiful. And truthfully, they really want to come forward and they really want to guide you. They want to give you that guidance. They want to give you that insight. And then they also want to help guide you onto that path so that you can get there. So my 1-to-1 45-minute angel reading and healing is just that. We're going to play with the angels. And I always ask that if this is something that you want to do, bring in as many questions as you want. And let's start asking the angels questions, because it's in that questioning. In the questioning, we are asking for their help. And once we ask for it, they will start to work on it. They'll start, creating and manifesting that for you. And so there's a lot of intuitive psychic work that's going into that. So if you have questions about your past, present, or future, bring them. And we will work with the angels to get the answers that maybe you're just not quite there in getting, or you have no idea which direction to go. I'm telling you, angels are always there. They're wanting to help. So I love playing with the angels in that 45 minutes. The other one is a 1-to-1 60-minute intuitive guidance with quantum healing. So the other thing that I love to work with is energy. Energy is fun to move around, to manipulate, but most importantly, it's within that energy that we can heal. And that's really what that session is all about. I will provide you intuitive guidance because people have questions. They have questions that often will identify their limiting beliefs, the programming that we've had since we started in utero. So when you come forward, we're just going to do some intuitive guidance, but please know that in that intuitive guidance, we are going to do some energy. We're going to move some energy and we're going to do some healing. So that may involve working with your inner child. If your inner child comes up, that may be working with your shadow. It may be getting your mind and body back into alignment. But most importantly, one of the things that I always include is our mind, body, ego, and our spirit, because until we have them all playing nicely in the sandbox together, it can be really hard to I mean, healing can still happen, but what I have witnessed and what I've been told is that healing can start to accelerate because everything within your internal system is now working together. And so there's a lot of things that go on in that 60 minutes. But again, I just want you to know that you're loved, you're supported, and that you've got somebody in your corner that wants to see you be the best version of yourself. So that's really all what those two are about.
Yeah, I was muted. So yeah, thank you so much, Kelly. Very grateful to you to share your work and guide us with our audience. And yeah, so everyone, I really recommend that you sign up for one of the 2 sessions. And like all of us, like as we go move forward in our path, at some point we need guidance, we need more clarity, because especially during the times where we go through lots of change, and there are new beginnings, and many times we need more clarity, more support from someone who really can be very, very tuned and very connected to the spirit realm, who can really bring us messages that can guide us in our path. And yeah, I'm really happy that Kelly is offering these sessions to us here on the show. So thank you again, Kelly. And again, everyone, you can sign up to one of these 2 sessions on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Kelly, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Kelly, Kelly. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live event page, later on the replay page, and also on the link will be on the YouTube video description. Wonderful. So can we take one more question?
Yeah.
Before the
Yeah.
activation? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you.
Yeah. Dada, beautiful readings, Kelly, so connected. Thank you. And the question is, Kelly, I used to feel so much presence around me, which I understood as angel presence. But about 2 last years, I don't feel the energy anymore, or the little stars I used to see around. I appreciate your explanation and suggestion. Thank you both. Blessings.
All right. So don't panic. A lot of times what happens is that as we are evolving as humans, our energy then begins to shift. And so that's what I feel that has been happening with you. But what's happening, Dada, is that instead of what's coming in is fear. I feel like you almost fell into this sense of fear because, oh my gosh, it's not happening anymore. But that's not true. So I do feel like that's what's happening is that, like, really, I'm going to call it your spirit team. And when I talk about our spirit team, I'm talking about our guides, our angels, our star beings. They're trying to get you elevated up. But sometimes what happens is, and I know this sounds crazy, sometimes they kind of have to strip us of things in order to open us up to bring in new things. The other thing too, you talk about the stars that you see. It feels like I oftentimes see them too. I want you to acknowledge it, because what happens is a lot of times when you see these stars, a lot of times they can become as like stars, or it may seem like lights, like light flickers. Know that it's just an indication of saying that the veil is thinning, that you're able to kind of see through that veil. So that's where you're at right now, Dada, is like they're giving you an opportunity to really see through that veil. But before you can move up, you've got to trust yourself and just, I'm going to tell you, just go do it. So you can still work with the angels. They don't ever leave you. They're there with you. You have your one main angel that is there with you, waiting for you to be birthed. So your angels are there, but they're giving you an opportunity to expand, to expand past them. And you can definitely work with them. I'm going to say one of the angels. Yeah, I'm going to say one of the angel, or actually I'm getting 2 angels, to be honest. So the first angel that I want to recommend and I want you to call forward is Angel Haniel. Haniel works with our gifts. She works with the moon energy. She really wants to connect with your third eye. And I feel like I feel like if it hasn't opened up yet, or if you don't see, visions, or if you don't see things, or you're not believing that they're really there, start believing it and really work with her, because it's through your third eye that you're going to start feeling, I'm going to call them higher dimensional beings, because that's what you're ready for. But you've got to accept it. You got to call it in, and you've really got to accept that I'm ready for the next level. And I feel like that's really what your spirit team is waiting on for you. Let me see if there's anything else. The other archangel that I want you to work with is Archangel Metatron. He comes from the spiritual ray of light, and he gives us our divine guidance. So he oftentimes works with our star chakra. He works with those higher dimensional beings. And I want you to also start working with him, call him forward. He's going to help you start getting back on track to really feeling that energy and start feeling connected again. He's amazing for divine guidance. So I hope that was helpful. But just connect. That's all I can say. Just open up your heart and be like, I'm ready. And I feel like it'll start flowing in for you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
And also thank you, Dada, for your question. And yeah, so do you feel it's the right time for the activation?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready for it. I'm very excited because as I was sitting with the angels and talking to them, one of the things that they told me that before you leave, they really want to work with you to make you whole. And part of the way to do that is doing a soul retrieval. And that's what I want to do with you. So if everybody is good, I just want you to close your eyes. I just want you to feel relaxed. Know that there is nothing that around you that can hurt you, that you are safe and that you are protected. And we're just going to set that intention that the room that you are in is safe, it is comfortable, it is filled with love. And now what I want you to do is I want you to take deep breath in. And when you take your deep breath in, I want this breath to come in through your heart space, pulling it as far down to your tailbone as you can go, and then hold it there for 1-2 seconds, and then up and out through your mouth. And we're going to do this a couple of times just to calm down our nervous system so we can create that energetic space to work today. So go ahead and start doing that. And as you're breathing, I'm going to call up the energy of Mother Earth. I'm going to call her up, 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 pulling her energy up as she enters through the bottom of your feet. She's moving up, up, up through the lower half of your legs, over your knees, your thighs, filling up your hips where your root chakra is, expanding out your root chakra, filling up your entire body, your biofield and your energy field. As she continues to move that energy up, up, up to your sacral chakra, filling up your abdomen, expanding your sacral chakra, then up, up, up into your solar plexus, expanding out your solar plexus. As she continues to move up, up, up into your heart space, filling up your lungs, your heart chakra, expanding your heart chakra out as it moves through your shoulders, your arms, down to your fingertips, continuing up into your throat chakra, filling up your throats. And I can feel Mother Earth doing a lot of energy on everybody's throat, because oftentimes it's our voice that gets lost. So she's really going to fill that area up with energy, expanding it out, 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 filling up your neck, moving into your jaw, into the back of your head, into your face, to your brow chakra, activating that pineal gland, because today we're going to do some vision. We're going to do a vision journey. And so she's going to help activate that as she moves it all the way up to your crown chakra. Now what I want you to do is I want you to see, sense, and feel this beautiful white light coming from source, God, whatever resonates from you, but it's this beautiful, beautiful healing white light. And as that white light comes down through the atmosphere, through the clouds, coming into your crown chakra, I want you to feel this warmth, this comforting energy just flowing down, 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 as it too is going to continue to activate your chakras, going to your third eye, down to your throat, your heart. And I just want you to feel it going all the way down to your root chakra. Just allow Mother Earth and Source's energy to just mix, because as above, so is below, and we just want to connect with that. And now what I want you to do is I want you to bring your awareness to your heart space. And in this heart space, I want you to see what looks like a golden balloon. And we're going to expand our energy out. Sometimes people have a hard time expanding the energy, so we're going to use this balloon to do that. And it's a beautiful golden balloon. And it is magnificent because this balloon can expand as far as it wants to, and it never pops. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to breathe into that balloon, watching that it expand, watching your energy expand as you put your life force into it, filling up your entire body. And then another breath in there, putting in your life force energy as it fills and expands to your energy field. And then again, breathe in and out of it to just expand it out past and yourself, filling up the room you're in. Another breath, filling up the building you're in. And now on this breath, I want it to be a really big breath because we're really going to expand that energy balloon. And I want you to breathe in and out, expanding it as far as you can go. And what we're going to do is we're going to call forward the angels, asking the angels to help us expand it as far as we need it to go. And then today we're going to call Zedekiel in. And Zedekiel often brings a sense of forgiveness. We're going to call Raziel in because Raziel provides us with our soul, understanding our soul. And then we're just going to also call in Archangel Raphael. We're going to call in Archangel Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, and we're just going to ask that anyone else, any beings that we're needing to help support us today, to just support us. Just continue breathing, and I want you to start breathing now into a nice rhythmic pattern that is slower than your normal breathing, but is comfortable for you. And we're going to ask our angels to take us onto a beautiful path full of greenery. It is beautiful. Feel the grass underneath your feet. Feel the dew from the grass going in between your toes. Feeling the wind on your face as you continue to walk down this path, gently touching you. And as you breathe it in, you are breathing in life force energy. And as you continue, I want you to see ahead of you, I want you to see this beautiful tree. And now each of you have your own unique, beautiful tree. This tree is only meant for you. Nobody else has this tree. It is your special tree. And as you reach your tree, I want you to give it a thanks. I want you to give it gratitude. I want you to just say hello to it because you're going to connect like you are old friends. You have been friends from lifetime to lifetime. This tree has never left you. And as you are greeting your tree, I want you to see either an arch in the tree or a doorway. And I want you to go through that arch and that doorway. And as you enter, I want you to feel the warmth, comfort, and safety of your tree. Smell the sap, touch the bark. Just feel how gentle and loving this tree is. Again, this is your tree. No one else has it. It is only unique to you, matching your own unique soul signature. And then you see in front of you this staircase, and this staircase is leading you down. So I want you to step on this beautiful staircase, however it goes. It could be a spiral staircase. It can be a staircase that goes straight down. However it comes to you, just let it in, trust it. And what you see on the right side of the wall is the number 1 that's illuminating. And I want you to continue to walk down this staircase until you get to number 5. Walking, touching the handles of the staircase, the sides of the tree. Now, as we get to number 5, you're going to notice that it's almost as if you're standing on a platform. And what I want you to do is I want you to call forward your own special angel. This could be your guardian angel. This could be an angel that was with you from the time that you were in utero, waiting for you to be birthed. But this is your angel that has been with you from the beginning. And I want you to either see, sense, or feel this beautiful angel, feeling this beautiful presence, its love, its comfort, its support. And just let it wrap around you, through you. And know that this angel today is the one that we're going to take on our journey to retrieve all of the soul pieces that we have lost due to any type of experience. We're just going to call them back. So now I want you and your beautiful angel to continue down the staircase, seeing number 6, 7, 8, all the way to 10. And as you reach number 10, you're going to enter out into this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful greenery where there's nothing but flowers. And in this field, these flowers are meant for you, no one else. They can be the same flower. They can be a mixture of flowers. Just know that these unique flowers are made specifically for you. Nobody else has them. They match the beauty that's in your unique soul signature. And as you and your angel walk through these beautiful flowers, you're admiring them, you're touching them, you're feeling their softness. You're looking around at the landscape, seeing the beautiful clouds in the sky. I want you and your angel to just sit in this beautiful field of flowers. You can sit, you can lay back. I just want you to take in the scenery. And this beautiful place that you are in is what is known as Lower Earth. And this is your Lower Earth. You can come to this beautiful place at any time. It is peaceful. It is quiet. There is nothing but harmony. And as you lay there, I want you to connect with your angel. And I want you to ask your angel to take you to where you can collect all of your soul pieces, all of the pieces that have fragmented from you from this lifetime, from all your other lifetimes. And I just want you to ask your angel to show you. And as you make that beautiful request, your angel and you together will go towards what you're going to see in front of you is this beautiful ball of light. It can be golden, it can be white, it can be a unique color, it can be any color that is unique for you. And inside this beautiful ball of light, you're going to see flickers, and they're flickers of light. And those flickers of light are all of your soul pieces that your angels gathered together for you today. And I want you to feel the excitement of becoming back into union, unifying with your own self, with your soul, becoming that sovereign being again, whole again. So as you and your angel walk up to this beautiful ball of light, I want you to step into the ball of light. knowing that you are safe, that you have your angel with you, that we have all these other angels that we brought along with us there with you. And as you enter into that beautiful ball of light, know that you are safe. Also know that all of these beautiful sparks that you are seeing that are of your soul, I want you to, with intent, I want you to ask them to now enter into your heart space. They can enter one by one, they can enter as a whole, but I want them to start entering into your heart space. And as they enter into your heart space, I want you to feel its warmth. I want you to feel its comfort. I want you to feel its love as it starts integrating back into your body, into your soul, making your soul become whole. And as you allow these to come in, some of you may feel warm, some of you may feel the tingles. It doesn't matter what you feel, just accept it, because it's your soul pieces just reuniting with your soul, because your soul has missed these pieces so much, and your soul is so thankful that you are bringing it back into wholeness. And just now, everyone just take a deep breath, breathing out. Take another deep breath in, breathing out. And on this last breath in, it'll be the last part of your soul pieces returning back to their home. And as you breathe out, you can step out of this beautiful bubble. And we're going to just thank the bubble for bringing it forward, for housing all of your soul pieces for you to retrieve today. And then I just want you to see the bubble move away. It can float away. It can dissolve. It can suddenly poof, be gone. However it manifests that way for you, just allow it. And then what I want you to do is I want you to start walking back on the path towards the tree. And as you make it back towards the tree, I want you to turn to your angel and thank your angel so much for being with you today, to allow you to be back to wholeness, for allowing you to just be who you're meant to be, and thanking your angel for all of the love and support that you're always guided with. And now, as your angel takes a step back and disappears into the flowers, I want you to then go in through the tree, and we're going to walk back up the stairs, walking back from 10, 9, 8. As you continue to keep walking all the way back to number 1, as you reach number 1, I want you to exit back out of the tree through that door, that archway. And as you are back out in that beautiful grassy greenery, I want you to tell your tree thank you so much. Show it gratitude. You can hug it, you can touch it, whatever feels right for you. And we're going to tell our tree that we will be back again, because again, we can return to this tree at any time, just to, feel that comfort, that love. If you have more soul retrieval you want to do, you can come back to this tree. But now, as you turn around and you walk away, walking down the same path that you've came in, we're going to walk right back into the room that you are in, taking a deep breath, letting that breath out. And as you are coming back, I want you to wiggle your fingers, your toes, move your shoulders, open your eyes. And then what I want you to do is I want you to give yourself gratitude for retrieving all of your soul pieces and coming back to wholeness today. And that's what I want for everyone to leave here, just feeling whole and loved and grounded, and knowing that you are all so supported. And all you have to say is, angels, I need you. And they're going to be there like that. So thank you, everybody, for your time and allowing me to share. And just be with you today. It's been such an honor, and I love each and every one of you, and I have so much gratitude for all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Martha.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kelly. Yeah, first the activation was really powerful. I loved it. For me, it felt like when being in my wholeness, there was expansion, but also confidence in who I am. Is the kind of it's like when we have a deep knowing, it feels grounded and relaxed at the same time. So that was my experience. So thank you so much, Kelly. Really grateful to you for the activation, for the supports and guidance you gave to our audience, and for really sharing your energy with us, your story. It was really inspiring. So I'm very grateful to you.
Thank you.
And also, Dada, she wrote, thank you for this amazing activation. I felt I am floating the whole time. Such amazing energy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary also, she wrote, thank you. Thank you, Mary and Dada.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you again, Kelly, and everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, sharing with us this space and time, co-creation with us this wonderful experience. And again, you can book your session with Kelly. There are two sessions. One is the 45-minute one-on-one private angel reading and healing session, and the other one is 60-minute one-on-one private intuitive guidance with quantum healing session. And the link is on both chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube. And also you can go to yourdivineuniqueness.com/Kelly, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Kelly, Kelly. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page and later on the replay page. And also the link will be on YouTube video description. Yeah, so thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Tina, Shirot. Thanks, Kelly, for the activation. Feeling so much better.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you again, Kelly, and everyone. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you again.
Thank you.